We are here reviewing Picard Season 3, Episode 2. What did you guys think of this episode, and would you recommend watching this series? Let's start with Alan.
Yes.
that's a very concise answer.
No, this was a great episode. I loved everything about it. I would highly recommend watching it. And now that we put this one together with last week's, I'm very happy with the way this is starting out. I have a few issues, but overall, I really had a good time.
Yeah, I would agree. I was surprised. I thought that it was much better than I expected. And I'm gonna divorce myself from all the Raffi stuff. Although that wasn't that bad this episode. But I kind of really enjoyed it. I was surprised, but I think I had lowered expectations, and everything about it kind of clicked. And like Alan, I had a couple of nitpicks, but it's definitely worth watching.
Today I'm dressed like the Kool-Aid man because you guys are definitely drinking the Kool-Aid, and I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm not on board with the show at all. The only reason this show is worth watching is only because it's the only new next generation left to watch. And so I'm forced to watch it. But other than that, I would totally steer clear.
Oh my, you're starting to sound like Namir.
Yeah, have we switched roles here? Maybe I should give you the NASA hat, and I should take the purple sweater. But I'm surprised. I thought this would kind of resonate with the things about Star Trek that you like.
Well, I don't find it's like Star Trek. I mean, even if it wasn't Star Trek, it was just like a normal TV show. It would just be a bad TV show. And then it's Star Trek, and then it's just bad Star Trek. And what makes it bad Star Trek for me is that none of the characters are behaving or talking the way that I grew to know and love them. So it always feels very disjointed to hear them talk, like something like Riker saying something like, "If there's one thing I don't like is being on my back foot." Like that's just like some generic like action movie, dialogue. And Riker never really talked like that. So why is he talking like that now? And the same thing with Picard, and the same thing with everybody. And the Raffi stuff was so bad that it was the first time that I watched new original Star Trek and I fast forwarded through scenes because it was just so grating. I couldn't stand the Raffi stuff. But anyways.
Yeah, it's totally like this is a new side of Lucas that I don't remember seeing before. Lucas has always been like the optimist.
Yeah. I don't like this.
I think we've ruined him. You know what you should do? You should shave off like all the hair on your cheeks, and then you just have a goatee, like you're from the mirror dimension.
Or I can be like evil Riker as well.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I think I've kind of finally eased into New Trek a little bit, where I'm starting to not push against it. Like I'm starting to not be like, this isn't the Trek that I remember, right? Because it's not. This is like a brand new thing, right? It's not Star Trek really. It's Star Trek and Star Wars combined. Right. And so once you kind of let go, it's a lot easier to accept the way that they do things in the show. And so that's kind of what I've done. Like I've really lowered my expectations a little bit, and as a result, I'm enjoying it much more. Some of the things that are annoying, I still really dislike. Don't get me wrong, but I'm more able to enjoy the things that are just kind of cool, right? Like Riker and Picard doing their thing. There's a couple of really great twists, and I like Captain Shaw, and I'm okay with the story, and I like the villain, so I'm okay with it. I think it's okay. It's better than season 1 or 2. What are you gonna say, right?
Do you agree, Alan? Do you think it's better than season 1 and 2?
Absolutely.
So tell me tell me more about what you liked about it.
It was exciting. I was it was like it reminded me again of episode 2 from last season, where there's all this great tension and excitement, and you're on the edge of your seat, and you don't want it to end. And then, of course, now we gotta wait till next week. But which I feel like we're getting into Wrath of Khan territory now. Like they're gonna have the battle in the nebula and the hide and seek. That then again, well, I mean, getting back to my big problem is, and I said this last week, is that I was gonna groan and eye roll if this ended up being Picard and Beverly's love child. And that's what they're going with, apparently. I still don't buy into it. I think it's not his kid. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some sort of... I'm still convinced there's a Nemesis connection here where it's going to be like a Picard clone or a Jack Crusher clone or something. A Romulan, like a Shinzon type thing.
Well, Laura and I were doing the math, and wasn't Beverly too old? Wasn't she like 60, like 20 years ago?
It's the 24th, 25th century. I'm like, who's to say women can't have babies later in life?
At 100.
Okay, don't be an ageist.
But the one thing I did like was how they did the reveal. That quiet just look between Picard and Beverly. I was like, that it was done well. But I still hate the fact that they're going like the Carol Marcus, David Marcus, Captain Kirk.
You know what that look was? That look was like, remember that one time we had sex and it was so bad we never did it again?
Well, I had a baby.
I think that everything is happening is a holodeck program. None of it is real. It's just gonna he's gonna wake up. It's gonna be, it was all a dream.
Then I'm gonna cancel my subscription to Crave, and then never watch another episode of Star Trek again. That's this. Oh, God.
But you did see the trailer. You saw that Moriarty is in this. Is in this.
Yeah,
episode.
but that doesn't mean that the whole thing is a holodeck simulation. Moriarty's like in the real world basically now.
Yeah, but that was the shtick that both times Moriarty showed up. It was all about what's reality. Well, especially the last time. And so I wouldn't put it past him to like lure Picard into a simulation to teach him some sort of lesson.
Oh my God. Why? Why did you do that?
What do you guys think about Amanda Plummer as the villain?
I think she did a really good job. I kind of felt like she was an interesting character, right? Like she was having this, like she was almost like the Joker, right? Like she had this weird glee to everything that she was doing, which was kind of neat. I don't remember really seeing that in Star Trek before. Like she was really good. Like as soon as she came on, like things kind of clicked for me. I was like, oh, she's like a worthy adversary.
You could tell they were just relishing this role and just chewing the scenery and having such a good time. And it was very fun to watch her do her thing.
Yeah, I think she's really good. I agree with you guys, and she's like a long line of great actors playing like villains, and even like great villains in maybe not so great movies.
Okay, so you agree that she was great in the episode.
Yes, I do.
So therefore, part of the episode was pretty good.
Yeah, the parts where she was talking, not what she was saying or anything like that, but just when she was talking, that I was enjoying that 1 minute of the episode. Yeah.
What did you guys think of the battle scene?
Yeah, I really love that. I was like, I love when the Titan comes in and just breaks the tractor beam, and then when they use the tractor beam to throw Beverly's ship at the Titan. Oh, that was so good. And then I was like, LaForge is there. It's like, it's like what just happened? I'm like, we were hit by a starship. or no, they threw a starship at us. That's what she.
Yeah, that I agree. That was great. I loved when the Titan when the Titan came in and just like put the sausage section, yeah, just like boom, and it came in and blocked the tractor beam. That was fantastic. You know, Shaw is great because he's always just like that old like adult that's just sick of everybody and is just like, oh, fine, you know, okay, all right, yeah, let's go to the zoo, fine, you know, okay, let's just fine, let's do it. He's like the only adult on a ship full of like 500 kids.
I love Shaw. I was like, he's like the breakout new character in this season. I hope he sticks around. I feel like he's gonna die.
Yeah, I know, I think so too.
Well, I feel like long term, probably in the heads of the producers, is that Seven is going to be captain. They'll make a spin off. It'll be Captain Seven. She'll have her own ship. That's what I'm expecting to happen after Picard ends. But in order for that to happen, Shaw has to die.
Shaw is likable. Like for some reason, he's like curmudgeonly, and you I kind of relate to him because I'm like, all these people are breaking the rules.
Yeah, everything he says makes sense. Like, yeah, you're right. It's like Picard and Riker are just kind of being irresponsible.
So Shaw feels to me like what Riker and Picard were in the original series, right? Because they become these other like characters. They become Kirks, right? They're all Kirk, right? But in the original series, they weren't that. They were military personnel that had procedures and operations that they followed so that they could do their job, right? But and that's Shaw, but they're not that anymore, and I like that about those characters originally. So it's kind of refreshing, right? Because you don't really see that a lot. Everybody's a cowboy, right? So if everybody's a cowboy, it's not really that interesting. Well, yeah. What do we think about Jack Crusher?
I do enjoy that character. I like that actor. He's got that charming rogue kind of Han Solo thing going on. But so he's fun. But yeah, I'm still hoping that's not Picard's son for real. And the fact, not only would that be too close to Wrath of Khan, it's also technically already been done with Bloodlines in Next Generation season 7 when Damon Bach wanted to get revenge on Picard, and then he shows, oh, you have a son you never knew. Now I'm going to kill him to get revenge on you, and it ends up not being his son.
I think that actor's really good, and I think he plays the role well. I think all the actors are just limited by the writing. Basically, they're all good actors, and so this. But my problem with the show in general is that they are all playing tired beats just over again, and there's nothing really fresh and new about any of it. And just like what Alan said, like, oh, long lost child. Okay, we've done that in the world many, many times, but we've done it in Star Trek, and we've done like the clone in Star Trek, of the Picard clone in Star Trek. We've done the fake son in Star Trek before, so all those plot lines have all been done before. And sure, you can repeat plot lines, but you really need to like bring something interesting and new again. And none of the dialogue is interesting. None of the characters are particularly interesting.
I actually thought this was pretty well written. I was enjoying the dialogue in this one.
Okay, let's do our ratings.
I think I'm gonna give it a 6. And it's I like the episode, and that sounds low, but I think that it's just kind of the same as the last episode where I really liked half of it, and the Raffi stuff just really drives me nuts. So I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10, and I'm anticipating that that's gonna go up for the next episode and the episode after that, because I feel like it's probably gonna get better. I hope. I think it will. I think it's gonna get better.
I'll give this one. I feel like it's an 8 out of 10. I had a really good time. I was like, there's a few things again, like I've already mentioned, that kind of. But overall, I like the space battle stuff. I like the villain. I continue to like Shaw. I still like the Riker Picard banter. Jack Crusher was a fun new character. So, all in all, I had a good time watching this one. I'm looking forward to seeing more. So I'm going to give this one 8 out of 10.
My rating is going to be a 4 out of 10 because I did not enjoy myself.
That's very low.
That's too low.
Don't rate my rating. Don't rate my rating.
I give your rating a 3.
Oh, and lastly, what kind of idiot puts up transport inhibitors and then forgets about them 2 minutes later when they're trying to beam off the ship?